Thank you so much for coming in. So tell me, be truthful now, was it as tough as you expected?
I think the sailing side was probably a bit easier, to be honest. We only had to go through one storm quite early on. And I think we really viewed that as a prelude to something bigger that never actually happened. But the arrival at South Georgia was every bit as tough as we expected. We were getting blown onto the cliffs, and in fact we ended up sailing inside, kind of breaking waves, breaking on rocks.
So there was a scary part to
there
it.
was a very scary kind of...
The weather was the big variable here, trying to recreate something from 100 years ago, and as Nick mentioned, the sailing part turned out to be probably the easier part, but the land crossing over South Georgia turned quite hectic.
Because, I mean, you made it very difficult for yourselves by using, and you brought some in, which is very kind of you, you used some of the equipment that they would have used 100 years ago, and including also this, I mean, this is not modern technology, this is just a wax jacket.
It's wax cotton jacket. It keeps the wind off you, but when it starts to rain, it goes all the way through.
Did you feel kind of naked in a sense of not using modern technology?
I think we felt very exposed. I mean, the whole point was we were trying to put ourselves in Shackleton's shoes,
yeah,
and really feel the same sort of physical and sort of mental hardship that he went through.
I mean, the food, as far as the food was concerned, you know, it was pretty revolting, wasn't it? So I understand. I mean, look at it here.
We
that's
struggled.
You. That's you, is it?
I'm coming up. That's me there. And that was about the only mouthful of that stuff I had. And I just wanted to try, because 3 of them had to eat it for the whole crossing. And Nick and I were on army rations. We're going to do a comparison between the two. And it was horrible. It's 50%.
And what was it?
50% fat and 50% like dried meat product.
And I suppose you had to eat it in a sense that you didn't have anything.
Well, you had to eat it, but then combined with the seasickness that comes in being in this little bathtub boat in the Southern Ocean, the two just did not mix very well. And because it was so greasy and fatty, you can't wash it. You don't have detergents. It gets on the deck. It gets on your boots. It gets in your bedding and beards. It's horrible.
Was it a kind of, Nick? Was it a kind of boyhood dream to do something like this?
Well, I mean, I've known about this story for a very long time, and in fact, I was so inspired by. I called one of my dogs Shackleton. So you know, it's been a big part of my life in many ways. But I don't think either of us ever thought that a project like this would ever come along. I mean, it took a huge amount of effort to organise it. And Paul and I are sailors, not really adventurers. And when we were asked to get involved, there were 100 reasons to say no, but we just couldn't really resist the opportunity.
Yeah, I just wonder. I mean, as you are retracing this most famous of explorer, was there a sense of the sort of spiritual side of Shackleton that you were following? Did you feel that?
I felt probably more on the land crossing than the water, because on the water it's just a featureless blue ocean expanse, but when you started walking through the gaps and sliding down the mountains that he describes, and all this imagery, you know, becomes real before you, and because it's so exhausting, you start to really feel the desire, the need to get to that finish line, to get to this whaling station. It was yeah, by the time we got over the finish line, you could feel the pull just to finish, and yeah, it was pretty amazing.
So happy that we took the decision to say yes. I mean, it was an amazing opportunity, saw some fantastic things, and once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah. So I just wonder what's next. I mean, now that you're kind of explorers, I mean, what's next?
A date with a razor.
That's the more immediate, because you only just got back, haven't you? Which I should have said that. It's great to meet you. Thank you very much, Paul and Nick. Thanks for coming in, and congratulations. Well done. Fantastic experience.
Thank you very much.